Good morning students. Today let us understand about the process of blood clotting. Students, whenever we get hurt due to a cut or injury, what is the first thing that we observe? It is bleeding, right? So what is bleeding? Flow of blood from the site of injury, right? Now, does this bleeding continue forever? No, it will stop after 3 to 6 minutes, right? Now what happens after 3 to 6 minutes? Actually, the blood clots. Blood solidifies and it won't come out of the injury. This process that which prevents the excessive bleeding during an injury is what is called as blood clotting. Got it? Now students, this process of blood clotting is not a single step process. It has several steps involved in it. Let us see what are those steps. So see here, when a cut or injury occurs, what happens? Blood comes out. So blood contains blood cells, right? RBC, WBC, platelets. They also come out. So the platelets which are coming out, they release an enzyme called as thrombokinase. So these are the platelets. As they come out, they release an enzyme called thrombokinase. This thrombokinase activates a protein called as prothrombin into thrombin. So where is this protein prothrombin present? It is present in blood itself. What happens to this protein? That is converted into thrombin by the action of thrombokinase. Now we have thrombin. So this thrombin now acts on another blood protein called as fibrinogen. So this fibrinogen is converted into fibrin. Got it, students? So fibrinogen is converted into fibrin. Fibrinogen is a soluble protein, whereas fibrin is an insoluble protein. So once fibrin is formed, all the fibrin molecules, they join together because they are insoluble. They join together and form threads. See here the threads. These threads, they cross over one another and form a mesh-like structure. Because of this mesh-like structure, the blood cells which are coming out, they get trapped in this threads and a clot is formed. So what is clot? Clot is nothing but blood cells plus fibrin. Got it, students? So this is clot. And this is the process of clotting. I hope you understood. Very simple. Platelets release thrombokinase. Thrombokinase acts on prothrombin, converts it into thrombin. Thrombin acts on fibrinogen. Fibrinogen is converted into fibrin. Fibrin forms threads and threads trap the blood cells and form clot. Got it, students? For this, the time taken is 3 to 6 minutes. Now students, when clotting is taking place, yellow color fluid comes out and coats this clot area, and that yellow color fluid is what is called as serum. Got it, students? So the yellow film that forms on a wound is called as serum. So this is about blood clotting. Now students, there are two disorders connected to blood clotting. Actually there are many, but only two are discussed in your textbook. Let us see what they are. So the first one is delayed clotting due to vitamin K deficiency. So whenever there is vitamin K deficiency in our diet, what happens? Clotting takes place very late. So clotting అనేది చాలా లేట్గా జరుగుతుంది అనమాట. Because vitamin K is required for the formation of clotting proteins. What are clotting proteins? Here we have seen prothrombin, fibrinogen. They are clotting proteins. There are many others, but only two are discussed in your textbook. So vitamin K is required for the formation of clotting proteins. When there is no vitamin K, what happens? Clotting proteins are not produced. Because of this, clotting takes place late. Got it? So that is about the first disorder. Then is hemophilia. So what is hemophilia? Hemophilia is a genetic disorder. It is linked with X chromosome. Students, you know, females have two X chromosomes, males have X and Y chromosome, right? So this disease arises due to mutations in X chromosome. So ఇది X chromosome లో వచ్చే mutations వల్ల వచ్చే disease అన్నమాట. Because of this disease, there will be delayed or no clotting. Delay గా అన్న జరుగుతుంది, లేకపోతే అసలు clotting ఏ జరగదు. So why? Because of the mutation in the genes of X chromosome, the clotting proteins are not formed. So it is like vitamin K only, but here the proteins involved is different and here the proteins involved are different. Got it? So Few of the clotting proteins are not formed due to the mutations in X chromosome, and that results in delayed or no clotting. Got it, students? And this disease is more common in children born to parents who had internal marriage. So internal marriages జరిగే ఫ్యామిలీస్ ఉంటాయి కదా, లైక్ రిలేషన్స్లో జరిగే మ్యారేజెస్. సో అలాంటి ఫ్యామిలీస్లో ఈ డిసీజ్ అనేది కొంత కామన్గా కనిపిస్తుంది అనమాట, బికాస్ ఇట్ ఈస్ జెనెటిక్. గాట్ ఇట్? Now, one interesting thing about this hemophilia is it is called as royal disease because this was suffered by royal families of Europe. The Queen Victoria, she had this gene and passed that gene to her descendants. Of course, she did not suffer because she had only one gene in X chromosome, and in the other X chromosome, the gene is fine. So, she is a carrier. She passed that to her descendants, and her son actually died at 31 years of age because of hemophilia. Then her grandsons, they also died at early ages. See, one died at 11, 3 years, 33 years, 23 years. Then her grandsons, they also died at 56, 4, 21, 31, 20, like that. Got it? So this is how the hemophilia affected the Queen Victoria's family. Got it, students? I hope you understood about blood clotting and the blood clotting disorders. Thank you.